Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Donna Just Being Real. My channel is all about dating, love, relationships, toxic relationship advice channel. And we're back on it again. We're back with Ham Hock. Yes, Ham Hock. And we're going to get into what today the focus is, and make sure people that's coming here, read the description in case you don't know what's going on so you get the idea of what's happening. Alright? So we're getting back in Ham Hock. Ham Hock face Henry Dinkins, day 2 and 3 trial clip. And the trial clip that we focusing on is his son. They call him DL. I can't really remember the name or something like that, but they call him DL in the trial, and he was even saying his name, so they wasn't even protecting him, whatever. But whatever the deal is, this is his son. Ooh, do you see the look on his son when he walked in that courtroom, looked at his dad? If this is not a face-off, I don't know what is. Woo, boy. Alright, so we're going to get into this trial. So we're going to focus on what the son had to say. Now, he was on the ending of day 2, and then he got just a little bit of day 3 in the beginning. And then after him became his mother and such, and already showed the girlfriend. So make sure you watch your past commentary of the girlfriend. I just don't like her. I really don't. But okay, like I said, welcome to my channel, Donna Just Being Real. My channel's all about dating, love, relationship, toxic relationship advice channel. And if you need any coaching in that, feel free to look in the email. Look in the description, get my email, and go from there. Or if you have a viewer's request, email me. We'll go from there. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this one. Now, this is going to be one of those long ones, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, sit back, relax. Have your cocktail, your crunch and munch, your water, whatever it is you do to relax. Just relax and share your thoughts. And don't forget, hit the like button. Alright, and we're going to have it on speed 1. Well, it's on normal now, but I'm going to change the speed to 1.25. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get it. Alright, silent on the end. He'll be coming on the stand in a second. Alright, let me see who's up in here. I see 603. 603 in here. Make sure you share it on your social media. Hit the like. Share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. And shout out to the replay watchers. This is like a father and son's face off to me. The look on his face. The poor boy has another his own dad killed his sister. Yep. That's why you see the look. When I show that picture, y'all see my thumbnail? The look he was looking at his father when he walked in that courtroom. Ooh. Henry, I think you safe in it. See, look at that look. See how you looking at him? Look, let's rewind this. Look again. Oh, his whole focus was on that dad. Let's watch it again. Just look at him. Melvia. Lisa. Alright, let me make it big so y'all can see it. Now just really look at the son. That son is angry. You took away his sister. After you see the son, put on speed 1.25. If it's 2, see that? Ooh. See, he had to get snapped out of it. Ooh. Alright, now I'm going to change the speed to 1.25, ladies and gentlemen.
Will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth, nothing but
now this is day 2 so far.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please say your first and last name and then spell it for us?
Detorius Langford, Detorious, Lank-Party.
Maud on deck, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, did you see it? Did you see the look on the son's face? Didn't that look like a face off? Tell me, Emmanuel. What you think? What you think? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to it.
You said that awfully fast. Kim, were you able to get all that? Okay. Now, we've been referring to you by your initials. So is it okay if I call you D?
Yeah,
D, how old are you?
11,
When's your birthday?
October 28th,
Do you know what year you were born?
2011.
D, what's the name of your mother?
Aisha Langford.
I want to talk to you about an individual named Breasia Terrell. Do you know who that is?
Yes,
Who is that?
my sister.
What would you call her?
Bree,
And was Bree older than you or younger than you?
older.
Do you know how many years older?
3.
Now, I want to go back to the summer of 2020. Back then, did you live with your sister Bree?
Yes,
How was your relationship with her?
great.
Were the two of you close?
Yes,
How close?
really close.
Fair to say she's kind of like a second mom?
Yeah,
Did she look out for you?
very much, yeah.
Do you know someone named Henry Dinkins?
Yes,
In the summer of 2020,
Melville, you see it too. The father is safer with the other inmates getting a hold of him than his son. You see that look, right? When I looked at that, I was like, I had to rewind that a few times. I said, ooh, he mad. But I will say he does look like his father, but a better version. Because his father looked like crap. Look at him. That's the look he gave him. Ooh, he mad. Don't blame him. All right, resume.
did you have some contact with Henry Dinkins?
a little bit.
At some point in that summer, did you go to a cookout and see Henry Dinkins there
At the river.
at the river?
Yes,
I just caught you. Emmanuel said the son looked at him like he wanted to snatch his soul out of the body. Didn't it? Oh, I wish the cameraman would have caught his eyes. I would have loved to see his eyes because I know he was scared. Uh-huh. You took away his sister, his best friend. And they was close in age, 2 years apart. You know they was close. All right, let's get back to it.
Was your mother there at that cookout as well?
yeah,
And what about Bree?
I believe so.
And did you see Henry then at the cookout as well?
Yeah,
Did you have some contact with him?
yeah,
At that time, did you also meet a lady named Andrea?
yeah.
Had you ever met her before?
No,
Were you able to determine if Andrea knew Henry?
I don't think so.
Okay. At some point, did you come to believe that Andrea was Henry's friend or girlfriend?
I thought she was his friend at first.
Just his friend at first.
Yeah, I thought so.
Now, I know you might not know the exact date, but was there a period in July of 2020 where you and Bree were over at your grandmother or your Nana's house?
Yes,
And on that day, did Henry show up at your grandma's house?
yes.
What's your grandma's name?
Donita Gardner.
Do you know where she lives, her address?
614 West 63rd Street, apartment number 1.
Can you slow down and say that one more time?
614 West 63rd Street, apartment number 1.
Now, on the day that Henry came over to your grandma's house, did you know he was going to come over that day?
No.
When he arrived at your grandmother's house, what happened?
He came and we went to his house and we was playing games.
Now, when you say he came and got us, who are you talking about?
Me and my sister.
Now, when Henry was at your grandmother's house, at some point, did you learn you were going to be going with him that day?
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
Good.
Were you excited about that?
Yeah.
To your knowledge, did Bree want to go with you to Henry's house?
No, I asked.
You asked who?
My grandma.
You asked your grandma what?
Can my sister come with me?
Why did you want Bree to come with you?
Because I feel comfortable around her.
Do you remember?
Did y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That's a red flag. Why did you want Bree to come? Because I feel comfortable around her, right? Why wouldn't he just feel comfortable with his dad? Why the sister has to be there? No good. No good man. Reason.
If your grandma was going to allow Bree to go with you?
I think she had called my mom, if I'm correct.
Now, do you have an older brother as well?
Yes.
And are his initials CS?
Yes.
Was he over at your grandma's house that day?
Yes.
Did you want CS to come with you as well?
I did.
Did you also ask your grandma if CS could come?
Yeah.
No, I believe you've stated that Bree did come with you that day, correct?
Yes.
Did CS come?
No.
Do you know why he didn't come?
No, I don't know.
When you and Bree left with Henry, did you guys have any clothing or bags or anything with you?
Not at that moment.
Did you get in the car that Henry was driving at that time?
Yes.
What kind of car was it?
A black Camaro.
Was anyone else in the car besides Henry, you, and Bree?
No.
After you left your grandma's house, where did the three of you go?
To his house.
When you say his house, who are you talking about?
Henry and Andrea.
Now I want to back up for a second. Do you recall going to someone else's house and playing video games?
I don't recall.
Have you heard the name Vincent Howard before?
It sounds familiar.
Little Vince?
So,
At some point, though, you would have gone to Andrea and Henry's house.
yes.
We're calling it a house. What type of building was it?
It was an apartment.
Had you ever been to that apartment before?
No.
Had Bree ever been to that apartment before?
No.
Once you got to the apartment, what did you do?
I was playing GTA.
And when you say GTA, what do you mean?
I was playing video games.
Does GTA mean Grand Theft Auto?
Yep.
Where in the apartment were you playing GTA?
In the living room.
While you were in the living room, where was Bree?
In the back room.
When you say the back room, what else was in that room?
A bed, a TV, and a closet.
In that apartment, was there only one separate room that had a bed in it?
Yes.
What was Bree doing in the back room?
Playing some type of card game.
Did you say car?
Yeah.
Was it a type of video game?
Yes.
While Bree was in the back room, where was Andrea?
In the back room as well.
Do you know what she was doing?
I believe on her phone.
Where was Henry when Bree was in the back room?
In the back room as well.
Where was Bree in that room?
On the bed.
And where was Andrea in that room?
On the bed.
And where was Henry?
On the bed.
And where were you again?
In the living room.
What were Henry and Andrea doing on the bed?
Watching her play.
Watching Bree?
Yeah.
Did you find that weird?
Yes.
Why?
Because I was in the living room alone and they were in the back room.
Oh, I was wondering. I didn't. Emmanuel, you picking this up too. I didn't even peep that. He didn't want to say Grand Theft Auto because it's a very adult themed game. It is adult. Oh, wait a minute. And at that time, he was 7, I believe they said. Or 8. Wow. Yeah, that is an adult game. I see you, Crystal. I see you. Okay, let's get back to it.
You thought it was weird that they were leaving you alone.
Yes.
Now, at some point, as the evening went on, did you have dinner?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you ate?
No.
At some point then, did your mom come over to the apartment?
Yes.
Now, did your mom actually come inside the apartment?
No.
Where did she stay?
She was in the car.
Where was the car?
In the parking lot.
Do you know why your mom came over to the parking lot?
To drop clothes off.
When your mom came over to drop clothes off, did anybody go outside to pick up those clothes from her?
Me and my sister.
So what happened when you met with your mom?
We grabbed the clothes and then we went back inside after we got done playing with the dog.
That was my next question. Was your mom alone?
Yes.
Did she have a pet with her?
Yes, you did.
Was it your pet dog?
Yep.
Did Bree try to keep the dog?
Yes, you did.
She wanted to bring it inside.
Emmanuel cracking me up. No way in hell a 7-year-old should be playing that game. No one under 18 should be. Oh, and he was like 7, 8 at that time. Wow. Okay, it tells a lot about parenting in this whole case, right? Everybody's parenting skills. Like we said, the parents come first, the adults come first, and the children come second, and no one's protecting the children. Reason.
Yes.
Did your mom allow that to happen?
No.
Where was Henry when your mom dropped off those bags of clothing?
He was outside or he was inside?
Can you say that again?
He was outside or inside?
When you say outside, what do you mean?
Standing by the door.
So he was either inside the apartment or outside of the apartment somewhere.
Yes.
Where was Andrea when your mom dropped off the clothes?
Inside.
After your mom dropped off those clothes, did both you and Bree go back inside that apartment?
Yes.
Andrew is this heifer you see on the left side. That's the girlfriend. That's the girlfriend that Dinkins was staying at her house because Dinkin didn't have no job, so he's living up under her. I guess she was his gravy train. These are all my thoughts and opinions, everything I discuss. So that's the girlfriend that was there that let Bree, and the son stay over. All right, let's get back to it.
What did the two of you do after you both went back inside the apartment?
We finished playing our games.
And did you go back to the same spots you had been at earlier?
Yes.
And where were Henry and Andrea at those points?
Still in the back room.
Now, the clothing that your mom brought you, did that include pajamas or clothes to sleep in?
Yes.
You know, I like to know what is up with this
At some
4X
night, or
white
excuse me,
t-shirts.
at some point that night, did you take a shower?
Yes.
Do you know how many bathrooms this apartment had?
One.
Did Bree also take a shower?
Yes.
Did the two of you shower separately?
Yes.
After the two of you took showers, were you given clothes to change into?
Yes.
Were they the clothes that your mom brought for you?
No.
What were you given to wear?
A long white shirt.
Do you know whose shirt that was?
Henry's.
And when you say a long white shirt, what do you mean by long?
It's over our fitting. I think that's what it's called.
Can you say that again?
Fitting.
How long on your body did the shirt go down?
Kind of like our knees.
Did you think that was weird?
Yes.
Why?
Because it wasn't our clothes that my mom brought us.
After you and Bree changed into those white shirts, what did the two of you do?
We ate, and then we lay down, get ready for bed.
Where did the two of you lay down?
In the back room, in the bed.
Did you lay down at the same time?
Yes.
When the two of you laid down to get ready for bed, where was Henry?
In the living room.
Did you notice anything about Henry at that time?
He was upstaring.
He was what?
Upstaring.
He was staring?
Yes.
Staring at what?
It looked like the back.
Yeah. I watched a lot of this trial, but I didn't see everything with all the evidence. But I don't know if they say anything was like anything was on the white t-shirts. I could be wrong, so I don't know. I stand to be corrected. Anybody can answer that question, please do. Anybody watch a replay, please do. But it's just strange. The mother came by the house. She didn't get out the car. She stopped over to bring Bree and DL some clothes and some sleepover clothes. They bathe. You know, here go the Where'd she go? The girlfriend, right? The girlfriend and Ham Hock, you know, they bathed the kids. Like you said, the kids had separate showers or whatever. She stressed that. I wonder why she had to stress that. We already figured that. They had separate showers and that they both slept in the bed. But everybody had on these big old white t-shirts. And if you notice in the body cam, she had the big white t-shirt. What's going on him with all these, everybody in 4XL t-shirts? Yeah, there's something about that. But it's something that I guess we'll never know. Reason.
Back room that I was laying in.
Where was Henry when you saw him staring?
In the living room.
Now, when you were laying on the bed, where exactly were you on the bed?
Kind of like in the middle.
Where was Bree?
Kind of on the edge of the bed.
When you say the edge, was she closer to?
Man, you got a point. Probably wanted them to wear those t-shirts so he could dispose of them after he did what he did. That makes more sense. Because I don't know. Did they ever find these other shirts? I know we saw her with one with the shirt. And when the little boy came out for the body cam, he didn't have the shirt on. His clothes was changed. Well, we know it's changed because he took his son. He ran back to the house without Bree. I guess, Bree was dead at that time. And then he comes in and he grabs the youngest son. That's something to think about. Okay, let me see what Crystal says here. All right, for example, if one steals and they have on a white tee, the person can identify them. The person that steals can call their boys and everyone will wear a white tee. Wanted them. I meant. Okay, I got you. All right, what else Crystal says? It is hard to find suspects if everyone wears the same thing. White tee and blue jeans is code. I'm loving everybody's feedback. Let's get back to it.
To the window or the side of the bed?
The side.
Earlier you said that
He was upstaring.
he was what?
Upstaring.
He was staring?
Yes.
Staring at what?
Sorry, ladies, I had to rewind a little because I was talking too much. I wanted to hear this part. We're talking about he was up staring. What were you doing up staring? You was lusting over this little girl? You nasty piece of pervert. Let's get back to it.
After the two of you took showers, were you given clothes to change into?
Yes.
Were they the clothes that your mom brought for you?
No.
What were you given to wear?
A long white shirt.
Do you know whose shirt that was?
Henry's.
Now, when you say a long white shirt, what do you mean by long?
It's over our fitting. I think that's what it's called.
Can you say that again?
Fitting.
How long on your body did the shirt go down?
Kind of like our knees.
Did you think that was weird?
Yes.
Why?
Because it wasn't our clothes that my mom brought us.
After you and Bree changed into those white shirts, what did the two of you do?
We ate, and then we laid down, getting ready for bed.
Where did the two of you lay down?
In the back room, in the bed.
Did you lay down at the same time?
Yes.
When the two of you laid down to get ready for bed, where was Henry?
In the living room.
Did you notice anything about Henry at that time?
He was upstaring.
He was what?
Upstaring.
He was staring?
Yes.
Staring at what?
It looked like the back room that I was laying in.
He was staring at that little
Where
girl.
was Henry when you saw him staring?
In the living room.
Now, when you were laying on the bed, where exactly were you on the bed?
Kind of like in the middle.
Where was Bree?
Kind of on the edge of the bed.
When you say the edge, was she closer to the window or the side of the bed?
The side.
Earlier, you said there was only one bedroom in this apartment. Is that fair?
Yes.
Do you know where Henry and Andrea were sleeping that night?
It looked like an air mattress.
Where was the air mattress?
In the living room.
Did you ever see Henry or Andrea actually lay down on the air mattress?
Andrea.
And when you saw Andrea lay on the air mattress, where were you?
Still laying down.
In the bedroom.
Yep.
And where was Henry at that time?
Still sitting up.
At some point, did you fall asleep that night?
Yes.
Do you know if Bree had fallen asleep before you?
Yes, she fell asleep before me.
Dee, are you a heavy sleeper?
Not too much.
What about Bree?
Just a little bit.
At some point, did you feel something during the night?
A kick.
Do you know where that kick came from?
My sister.
Where were you kicked?
On my leg.
How would you describe that kick?
It was like a hard kick.
Now, have you slept in the same bed as your sister before that night?
Before we went to his house?
Yes.
Yes.
Had she ever kicked you before while you were sleeping?
No.
My thoughts and opinions of why she kicked him. She kicked him, well, we know it was to wake him up. It was either she kicking him because this low-life piece of crap was about to take her away, or this low-life piece of crap was touching her in his sleep, and that's why he kicked the brother. She kicked the brother. And why is he over there staring in the back room after he just got out the showers and had on the white t-shirt? Just sitting there lusting at this child and plotting. Look, when Ham Hock, right here, got with their son's mother, and this is the mother, she was 18 years old when she met him, and he was 41. Teen, 18 and 41. Let you know there, he's a bit of a perv. He liked young girls. And when he met her, Bree was 2 years old. And he was looking at that 2-year-old girl. He's been plotting for a minute, and I don't think it was his first time. These are all my thoughts and opinions. All right, let's get back to it.
Now, when you felt that kick, did you wake up?
I woke up just a little bit.
When you say you woke up just a little bit, was it kind of very brief and you fell back asleep?
Yeah.
At some point then, did you wake up again in the middle of the night?
Yes.
When you woke up the second time, what did you notice?
That she was gone.
When you say she, who are you talking about?
My sister.
What did you do at that time?
I got up.
Why'd you get up?
Because she was gone out the bed.
What did you start doing?
I looked around the house.
Was anybody else awake when you got up and started looking around the house?
Andrea.
What was Andrea doing?
Exactly, Emmanuel. That's why they didn't want the oldest brother to come. Because the mother has 3 kids. And they 3 different fathers, right? So she was 18 and she already had 2 kids. Bree was 2 and the oldest son, I believe, might have been 4 or something like that. Right? So now when Ham Hock comes in the picture, that's when they had DL. They had the son. That's why that's why this man did not want the oldest son to come, because the oldest son would have put a stop to his nasty, sick plans. It's so sad. That boy, when she kicked that boy, that's what was happening. He was taking her away, or he was feeling on her, and she was trying to wake up the brother, so this man would stop looking at her, staring at her, coming out of a shower. Resume.
Looking at the back window where we was laying.
Where was Henry?
He wasn't there.
What were you thinking when you woke up and you notice Bree's gone, Henry's gone, and you're looking around the apartment?
That he took her.
Now, when you'd said Andrea was looking out the back window, what room was she in?
The back room.
Where the bed was?
Yes.
And that window in the bedroom, if you look out that window, what would you be looking at?
The parking lot.
So when you're looking around the apartment, you don't see Bree. What do you do?
I asked Andrea where she was.
Were you given an answer?
She said she didn't know.
Did you ask any other questions at that time?
No.
What did you do at that point? Where did you go in the apartment?
I looked around the house and then I sat down.
Where did you sit down?
In the living room on the couch.
Do you have any idea what time of day it was at that point?
I think it was morning.
Why do you think it was morning?
Because it was a little bit daylight.
So it's starting to get light out?
Yes.
Dee, did you have a cell phone?
No.
At some point, do you recall asking Andrea for her cell phone?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
So I can call my mom or something.
Why did you want to call your mom?
Because it was just me there.
Did Andrea allow you to use her phone?
No.
At some point, did Henry come back to that apartment?
Yes.
What did he look like when he came back to that apartment?
He had a white shirt on and some shorts.
How was he acting?
A little weird.
When you say a little weird, what do you mean?
Like different than his normal self.
How was he acting different?
It was.
Did he say anything when he came back to the apartment?
No.
What did he do when he came back the first time you saw him?
He came back, he grabbed something. I don't know what he grabbed, and he left.
So where did he go in the apartment?
To the back room.
And again, is that the room with the bed?
Yes.
Did you see where he went in the back room?
It looked like the closet.
Do you remember which closet?
The closet in the back room with the bed.
Do you know how many closets are in that room?
1 or 2.
So it looked like he went to one of the closets,
Yes.
and he appeared to have grabbed something.
Yes.
Do you know what that was?
No.
Did you see any talking between Henry and Andrea at that time?
No.
When he came back to the apartment, that first time you saw him, did you see Bree with him?
No.
After he grabbed something out of the closet, what did he do?
He left.
Right after he left, what did Andrea do?
She was still looking out the back window.
And again, that would be the window that looks in the parking lot?
Yes.
At some point, did you start to cry?
Yes.
Was it at that point that you started to cry?
Yes.
Why were you crying?
Because she wasn't there.
When you say she, who are you talking about?
My sister.
At some point, does Henry come back a second time?
Yes.
What does he look like the second time he comes back?
The same.
He appears to be wearing the same clothes.
Yes.
Is he still acting a little weird?
Not anymore.
What does he do the second time he comes back?
I don't remember.
At some point, do you leave with him?
Yes.
Did that happen the second time he came back?
The third time.
The third time. So he comes back a second time, and then he leaves again?
No. Which time? Second or third?
The second time he came back, and then he left again.
Yes.
Did you ask him any questions or talk to him at all during that point?
No.
Did you observe any talking between him and Andrea?
No.
So then he comes back a third time to the apartment?
Yes.
What happens the third time he comes back?
He comes to get me.
Again, what is he wearing at that point?
The same clothes.
How is he acting?
The same.
So normal at that point?
Yes.
When the two of you left, did he grab the bags of clothing that your mom had dropped off?
Yes.
Where did he put those?
In the car.
Which car?
It was a purple Camaro.
It was a purple car?
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of car it was?
It was an Impala.
Do you have any idea what time it was that you and Henry would have gotten into the Impala?
Morning.
I need to see counsel.
I agree with you, Melvia. He's going to feel real guilty about this for the rest of his life. I hope that he is able to get really good counseling, and I hope so too. Because when you see how this boy looked when he came through that courtroom, he's angry. He has a lot of anger in him, which is completely understandable. That boy needs some serious counseling. And I hope the mother has him in counseling. Not no 2 or 3 sessions and he's talking about, oh, he's fine. No, 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 no. Keep him in there. Or you're going to have problems with him. Because he's going to take it out in other ways that's not good.
Monday morning at 9:30 in the morning. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to switch over to day 2. So just give me a second here. Listen to the music while you wait. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see the rest of his testimony. Okay, now this is on day 3. They continue because that was on a Friday. They finished it off. They came back to Monday. So this is the rest of the boy DL, this boy right here, the rest of his testimony, and then he's gonna be cross-examined by defense. All right, let's get it. And everybody who's coming in, please make sure you hit the like button. Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions. Feel free to engage, or you can just sit back and just listen. Whatever you want to do. Just get comfortable. All right, let's get it. And also, I'm going to have the speed on 1.25 for it. If it's too fast for you, what you could do is hit the settings and slow the speed of it. Slow it down. Let's get back to it. I agree with you, Emmanuel. All right. 603 says both of the guards round Porky Pig have bulletproof vests on in the court. You see it, right? You see it. What is he doing in those files? What do you think you're going to prove? Trying like he's all professional, like he knows what he's doing. Oh, and by the way, he did want to represent himself. I don't know if I said that before. But the judge that you see here was like, no, it's not happening. I wanted to show that video clip, and I didn't. I'll show it tomorrow. All right, did anyone notice how he smiled when the son was talking about... All right, what else we got here? All right, Donna with the smooth jazz. Let me go and get my silk robe and a shot of controversy. That's right. Well, sit back and relax. All right. Let me see if I can speed. I'm just gonna speed this up some more. We just want to get to the boy gets on the stand, and then I'm gonna put it back to 1.25. Did I rewind it too much? All right, it's back.
Ms. O'Donnell.
Thank you. The state would recall Victoria's Langford.
Thank you. Good morning. If you'd raise your right hand again. That's right. You're good. You're good. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I swear.
All right. Please have a seat.
All right, good morning. When we left off on Friday, you just started talking about how on the morning that you woke up and Breasia was gone, at some point Henry came back and got you, and you guys went out to the maroon or purple Impala. Do you remember all that?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe you mentioned as well that Henry had grabbed both your clothing and Bree's clothing.
Yes.
Once you got into that vehicle, what did the two of you start doing?
We were just driving. That was the only thing.
You were driving?
Yep.
Did you drive somewhere specifically?
It's this guy house that I forgot. I forgot his name. But
Okay. You went to a guy's house?
yes.
Do you know how long you were at the guy's house?
A couple minutes or
Now, when you got to that guy's house, did you stay in the car or get out of the car?
I was out the car.
Did you say that again?
I was out the car
You were out of the car?
in the house.
You went inside the house?
Yes.
What did Henry do?
I think he was outside drinking, if I'm correct.
Now, I want to make sure that we're talking about the same time period, okay? So the morning where you woke up and Bree is missing, right? And then you and Henry get into the purple Impala. So in the morning, are you following me?
Yes.
Okay. So when you and Henry started driving, where do you go?
In the Impala,
In the Impala.
we went on a dirt road. It's like
So when you got into the Impala and you started driving, was the dirt road the first place that you went?
yeah.
The guy's house that you were just talking about, is that somewhere you went in the Camaro or the Impala?
I think it was an Impala.
So again, talking about the morning where you woke up and Bree was gone, you get in the Impala and you drive to a dirt road. Do you have any idea how long it took you to get to that dirt road?
Well, I was asleep.
You fell asleep? Did it feel like a long time?
A really long time.
If you notice, the judge, not saying he wasn't listening to in the whole trial, but when it came to this boy on the stand, DL, his son, he was very intense, really listening to what this boy had to say. But if people listen to it, and people watch a replay, the boy started switching up stories, so it got confusing. I'm thinking he might have been adding stuff to it or whatever because he wanted to make sure that his father goes to jail. Not saying that he's lying, making up, whatever, but it was the certain things that he said. I was like, wait a minute, you said this and you said that. And then when you look at the body cam, he said last time he saw his sister was sleeping. And then he says here, he says something completely different. But you hear what I'm saying as you hear the rest of his testimony, and especially when you hear when the defense do cross-examination for him. All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
A really long time?
Yeah.
When you got to the dirt road, what happened?
We was at this place. What is it called? It had like trees.
Did the vehicle stop?
Yeah.
Then what happened?
To the people that's coming in the bushes, welcome to Donna Just Being Real. We are covering Ham Hock Henry Dinkins, low-life, trifling loser. He should have never been born. Resume. And the focus is the son being on the stand.
And then we left.
Did anybody get out of the car at that time?
Henry.
Someone else did a commentary, Melvia, and you brought up a great point. Freaks like that go for younger women, which he was 41 and his mother was 18. Go for younger women with babies, and she already had 2 kids at 18. They gain the trust of the mother and start grooming the kids. There was something that was said that she knew he was a sex offender, right? But she never had no problem with Ham Hock, and he was good around her kids, whatever, so she trusted him. See, ladies, this is called grooming. He was grooming her. He groomed the little girl. He groomed the mother. No, he's a sex offender. He should have never been around these kids. And why is the girlfriend, this heifer right here, the girlfriend, let's get back into the girlfriend. I know we covered you already, but I still have stuff to say about you, the girlfriend. You wake up 3 o'clock and you see that this girl is gone and Ham Hock is gone. You know how he gets. And you didn't do anything. First of all, that little girl is in your home. And like I said before, the other video, you are responsible. I'm responsible for a child that's in my home. I have to protect that child. And you didn't protect that child. Because all you wanted to do is protect this man, your 6-year relationship. And he living up in your house, playing all these games. They got, what she said, an Xbox and the PlayStation something. All these games. There's no kids in the house. Where all these games come from? Oh, because he sits around and smoke weed all day and play video games instead of working a job. While she's paying all the bills. Why are these women supporting these dusty losers? Why? But something about you, I don't trust you. And what you having all these guns in the house for? And you got all these guns in the house. You said there was a gun under the mattress. And there's no lockbox. And you have kids in the house. There's a law against that. You're supposed to have a lockbox. But let's get back to the son's testimony, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit the like.
When Henry got out of the car, what did you see him do?
Pour bleach.
You saw him pour bleach.
Yeah.
Do you know where Henry got that bleach from?
Walmart.
Were you with him when he was at Walmart?
Yes.
When the two of you left Andrea's apartment that morning, at some point, did you go to Walmart?
I think so.
Did it take a long time to get to Walmart?
Just a little bit.
When you and Henry got to Walmart, what did you do?
I had to sit in the car.
You had to sit in the car?
Yes.
What did Henry do?
He went inside Walmart.
Did you know why you had stopped at Walmart?
I had no idea.
While you were sitting in the car, what did you do?
Put his battery back in his phone and was playing a game.
So at some point you had seen Henry's phone in the car.
Yes.
Do you remember where it was?
By the cup holder.
By the cup holder?
Yes.
You said you had to put the battery back in the phone, is that right?
Yes.
Where was the battery?
Behind the phone.
Also in the cup holder?
Yes.
Do you remember what game you were playing?
No.
Just a game on his phone?
You said, is it on his phone?
A game on Henry's phone?
Yes.
When Henry got back to the Impala, did he have anything with him?
Bleach.
What did he do with the bleach?
He put it in the trunk.
Then what did he do?
And then we left.
What did you do with his phone when he got back into the car?
I hurry up and put it back.
You stopped playing a game?
Yes.
You know what? I never listened to the opening statement from the defense. I listened to prosecution, but not defense. I need to listen to that one day. Because I really would like to know, how did he think he was going to get away with this? What was Ham Hock's goal? I mean, we already know what his goal and what he wanted to do. But how did you really think you was going to get away with this? You have the kids at your girlfriend's house that you live with. Well, you said in the body cam just a friend, but she said y'all been together for 6 years and y'all living together. Okay, so how do you thought you was going to get away with this? How did you think you was going to take the kid out the house and then do what you do, and then all of a sudden everything's just going to be fine? Just going to say that the child's missing? I don't understand. See, that's the part I just don't get, ladies and gentlemen. How did he think he was going to do this? He was going to get away with this? I'm really curious. How? All right, resume.
Now, you mentioned there's a dirt road. Did you do anything else to the phone before you put it back?
I took the battery out.
And why did you do that?
Because I didn't want to get in trouble.
Trouble for what?
Putting the battery back in his phone.
So after you left Walmart, is that when you went to this dirt road?
Yes.
Had you been to that dirt road before going to Walmart?
Can you repeat that?
How many times did you go to the dirt road?
Once.
And was that before or after you went to Walmart?
After we went to Walmart.
So then once you got to that dirt road, what happened?
He poured the bleach, and then we left.
Where did he pour the bleach?
By some bushes.
And where were you when this was happening?
In the car.
What did he do with the bleach containers after he poured the bleach?
He put it back in the car.
Once he put the bleach back in the car, what did he do?
He left.
Did he get back in the car?
Yes.
And where did the two of you go after that?
We went back on that dirt road, and then I asked him where he was, and then he said that we was riding, and then we went to go meet my mom.
So you asked where you were, and he just said, we're riding?
Yes.
What does that mean to you, we're riding?
Like a Joyride.
Like a joyride?
Yes.
Now, after you left that dirt road, at some point, were the two of you back in Davenport?
Yes.
.603, you have to be right. His lust was raging. He wasn't thinking about nothing. That's what it was. Because it just doesn't make sense, right? 603, when you're hearing this story, how everything unfolded, how did he think he was going to get away with this? Everything's going to point to you. But it was so much. He just had to have this little girl so much. He just lost it. He was thinking, he just went crazy. And he was lusting for that little girl when he was dating the 18-year-old mother. And they was together, I think, for like 2 years. And within the 2 years, that's when she had DL, the son. You're right. 603, that's what it was. And this girlfriend, she knew. How you not going to be with your man for 6 years? You don't know how your man gets down. You know what your man likes and what he don't like. Just like if you're dating a guy, you know certain type of girls, he find to be pretty. They pass through the room like, yeah, I know you was looking at. What you talking about? Yeah, I know. You find him to be pretty. We know these things. Just like a man knows about us with women. When you're in a relationship for 6 years, and he's a sex offender, you knew. Can't stand that girlfriend. Can't stand it. All right, what else 603 said? I bet he poured bleach on the white. Yes, it was something with the I think it might have been Friday or whatever. I can't really remember, so nobody quote me on it. But they were saying there was a lot of, bleach and everything. And I think he was trying to destroy all the DNA evidence of him doing what he did to that girl. That little girl. She should have never been at that house or the son. My children is not going to be in nobody's home that I know is a sex offender. I don't care. I don't care how nice he is to my kids or whatever. No, it's called grooming. This child was not protected. She was not put first. That's why she's dead now. And this is so sad. Just think about it, 603. Think about the fear that she had. When she was kicking her brother in that bed, the fear. And he's sitting in the living room staring at her in the room. Can't stand these type of people. Stand them. All right, what else 603 says? They're rolling around going to Walmart and the little girl is missing. Exactly. This whole thing is just a hot mess. But I can see all the red flags. And I see how many things that could have been done to prevent this from happening. We shouldn't even be discussing this case. This little girl should be living her life, in middle school now, right? At that age, and she should be going to middle school. She should be in middle school, getting ready to go to high school. Start dating, have her first boyfriend, going to prom, graduating, going to college. But no, it was all taken away from her. All of it. Resume.
Dee, are you familiar with the area of Credit Island?
No.
The morning you were driving around with Henry, at some point, did you go to some area by water?
I don't recall.
At some point, did you go to Henry's RV?
Yes.
What did the two of you do when you got to the RV?
He opened the trunk of the purple Impala and he grabbed out a bloody knife.
So he opened is it bloody knife?
A bloody knife, yeah.
From the trunk of his Impala.
Yes.
What did that knife look like?
A machete type.
So you think you know Wicks, but do you really?
What did he do with the knife once he grabbed it?
He wiped it off with bleach.
Where were you when you saw him do that?
I was outside the car or inside.
You were either outside or inside the car?
Yes.
After Henry wiped off the knife with the bleach, what did he do with the knife?
He put it in his RV.
Dee, was that the only time you saw a knife that morning?
Yes.
You said he put the knife in his RV?
Yes.
How did you know that's where he put the knife?
I saw him put it in there.
Where were you when you saw him put the knife in the RV?
In the car.
Were you able to see into the RV from the car?
No.
Then how did you know that's where he put the knife?
Because he walked in there with it and he came back out with nothing.
Did you go into the RV at all?
No. No.
Dee, at some point, did you see Henry with a fishing pole that morning?
I think so.
Do you know where you were when you saw him with the fishing pole?
In the car.
Was Henry inside of the car with the fishing pole?
No, he was outside the car.
When you saw Henry with the fishing pole and he was outside of the car, were you still at the RV?
No.
Do you know where you were?
It was by water.
What did you see Henry do with the fishing pole when he was outside of the car?
Somewhat fishing.
He was somewhat fishing?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
He was half fishing. Like,
So did he walk up to the body of water?
just a little bit.
And where were you when this was happening?
In the car.
When you saw him walk up to the body of water, what did you see him do?
Fishing.
Okay. Did he have a fishing pole at that point?
Yeah.
And did he cast the fishing line out into the water?
Yeah.
While you were by this body of water,
This is crazy. Lisa says the girl is missing and he goes fishing. See, we don't know if the boy if he's telling the truth at that time or what. Or maybe it did happen. This guy was just all over the place. He was just panicking, I guess, right? Oh, and also, oh gosh, I wish I could have that clip to show. Where, I guess, he did the crime at, or, dumped the angel's body at. There was a witness, somebody I guess was driving by. I guess he got his car. Ham Hock got his car caught in the ditch, so he flagged for some help. And the man helped him to pull his car to the ditch, so that proves that he was there in that area. But the guy had, he didn't come on the stand because he died. I think he had a massive heart attack. But they have him recorded in like one of those interrogation room, talking to the detective, telling him, say, yeah, I know this guy because someone said that, there was a kid that was missing. And they showed the guy, say, that looks familiar. I remember him. And I pulled his car out in the ditch. That testimony right there kind of basically sealed the deal. Reason. All right, what else Melvia says? Melvia says something else. 2 gangster cars and an RV without a job. Pimp or drug dealer. Exactly. How does he have all of this? He ain't got no job. Resume.
Was there ever a point in time where you could not see Henry?
No.
Now, the fishing part that you talked about here, did that happen before you went to the RV or after you went to the RV?
After.
Now, you mentioned that at some point you met up with your mom that morning. Is that right?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
She saw him in traffic.
Had Henry or your mom spoken on the phone at all that morning?
Yes.
And were you in the car when that conversation took place?
Yeah.
Do you know if Henry called your mom or if your mom called Henry?
I think my mom called him or he called her.
So one of those two things happened.
Yeah.
What did Henry tell your mom during that phone call? It's defendant's statements.
Excuse me?
It's the defendant's statements.
Over whom?
So what did Henry tell your mom during that phone call?
That he didn't know where Bree was.
Did he say anything about having been out searching for Bree?
He said he was supposedly searching.
So he told your mom that he was searching,
Yes.
but you added the word supposedly.
Yeah.
Why did you add that word?
Because he wasn't searching.
Dee, the whole time that you had been driving around with Henry, did it appear that the two of you were looking for Bree?
No.
Did Henry ever roll down his window and yell out Bree's name or anything like that?
No.
Did he ever ask you to do that?
No.
Did he ever knock on anybody's doors to see if they had seen Bree?
No.
While Henry was speaking with your mom on the phone, did he say anything about the police?
He said that he made a report.
He said that he made a report.
Yes.
While you had been with Henry, did you ever see him make a police report?
No.
So after this phone call then with your mom, where did Henry take you?
She saw him in traffic and then we pulled over back at McDonald's.
So your mom saw him in traffic and you ended up pulling over at McDonald's?
Yes.
Where did you go from there?
I got in the car with my mom and then she made a police report.
Where did you and your mom go at that time?
To the police department.
Did you go back to the area around Andrea's apartment at all that morning
With my mom?
with your mom?
No.
But you do remember going to the police department that day?
Yes.
And were you interviewed by the police? Did they ask you questions?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Did you answer their questions?
Yes.
Dee, do you remember driving around with the police officers a couple times?
Yeah.
And were they asking you questions about where you and Henry went on this morning?
Yes.
And did you try to show them the places that the two of you had gone?
Yeah.
And did that include areas by where your dad's RV was parked? When you drove around with the police officers and you were trying to show them different places that you had been that morning, right?
Yeah.
Did that include showing them the area where your dad's RV had been?
Yes.
And did that include the area over by Walmart where you saw Henry buying bleach?
Yes.
And did you try to describe that dirt road as well?
No.
Did you try to describe the area where you saw Henry with the fishing pole?
I believe so.
Gorgeous pair of glasses. I think
All right, thank you, Dee. I don't have any further questions at this time.
Mr. Freeze?
Is it okay if I call you D2?
Yes.
Okay, D. You doing okay?
Yep.
Tell the court, just for the record, who Henry Dinkins is to you.
My father?
You're angry at your father, right?
Yes.
You're angry at your father because you think he hurt your sister, right?
Yes.
You're convinced of that, right?
Yes.
And you're here today to offer testimony to make sure that he is held accountable for doing that, right?
Yes.
And you're going to say whatever you need to say to make sure that happens, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason I ask you that is you're telling us some stuff today, and you'll agree with me on this. Tell me if I'm wrong. That we're hearing for the first time today, right?
Yes.
Like when you and your dad left in the Impala that day, you went driving and went to a guy's house first. The first time that you've said that on the record is today, right?
Yes.
Never told it to the police before, did you?
No.
It's today. This is the first time this story comes out in public, right?
Yes.
And you'd agree with me that you've been interviewed by the police several times, right?
Yes.
You'd agree with me that you and I had a chance to talk in this courtroom, and I took your deposition, right?
Yes.
Remember that day?
Yeah.
Remember you sat in that chair right where you're sitting now? Remember that?
Yeah.
And there was a person here who was a court reporter who swore you in, right?
Yep.
And you were sworn to tell the truth, right?
Yes.
And I asked you all kinds of questions about what happened the day Breasia disappeared, right?
Yes.
Remember that very clearly?
Yes.
Okay, because that was the only time you've ever had to give a deposition or testimony ever in this case, right?
Yes.
And you never once told me, when I asked you what happened that day, that you went to some guy's house first after leaving Andrea Culberson's apartment, right?
Yes.
And you never told me, and this is the first time today we're hearing this, correct?
Yes.
That Henry was outside drinking that morning. It's the first time, right?
I don't think it's the first time.
Well, you just told the prosecutor on direct examination that you went to this guy's house with Henry, and you went inside. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
And that was the truth, right?
Yes.
And you said Henry stayed outside and he was drinking. Was that the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so it was early morning when Henry picked you up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Were you awake when he picked you up, or were you still sleeping?
I was awake.
Was it daylight, or was it still dark?
It was daylight.
But early morning.
Early morning.
Okay. So Henry and you go to this house. You go inside. Are the people inside awake?
No, it's just me and my sister that was inside.
Who's inside?
Me and my sister.
Who's Breasia?
Yes.
So Breasia's with you at this point in time?
When we went to this house, yeah.
The morning she disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay. And then after you left, where did Breasia go?
Can you repeat that?
After you left, where did Breasia go?
To his house.
To whose house?
Andrea.
Okay, so Henry took you back to Andrea's house?
Yes.
On the morning she disappeared, right?
Can you repeat that, please?
You just testified that Breasia was with you and Henry, right?
Yes.
And
I see you, raining woman, creeping through the back door. Blessings to you too, beautiful. This is where it gets confused. Exactly. But, I mean, there's so much other proof, so, we already know for a fact he is going to jail. He's going to prison. We know that for a fact. But it does get confusing when the boy comes on the stand and gives his testimony, because it's, different. Then plus when you see the body cam, I mean, he comes outside and he's like, they asked the cops, so when was the last time you said seen your sister? He said sleep. She was sleeping. And let's just listen to the rest of it. I had something else. Resume.
early morning hours of the morning she disappeared, because you just said Henry picked you up and took you to this house, right?
It's when he first picked us up.
On the morning she disappeared, early morning hours, right?
Sure, yeah.
Well, I want you to be accurate. I want you to tell the truth.
I am.
Okay, so that morning, you and Henry and Breasia go to this guy's house.
Yes.
And you and Breasia go in the house.
Yes.
And then, what are you and Breasia doing in the house?
Playing games.
And Henry's outside.
Yes.
And he's drinking.
Yes.
And nobody else is in the house.
No.
So after you and Henry and Breasia are done there, where'd you guys go?
To Andrea's house.
And then you and Henry went where?
That was the only place. Andrea's house. That's where we was.
Okay. You having a little trouble with your memory, perhaps, Dee?
No.
Okay, so it's your testimony. I'm giving you another chance here, but this was the morning Breasia disappeared, early morning hours of July 10th.
Yes.
Okay. Well then, you just testified to the prosecutor, is that after you left this guy's house, the first place you went was to some dirt road. Remember saying that?
Yes, I do.
Today's the first time we hear about that too, right?
Today's not the first time.
You never said it to me when I took your deposition last summer, did you?
I said it, but I didn't say it to you.
Who'd you say it to?
One of his other lawyers that was here before you.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Okay. And you went to this dirt road and you said that you saw him pouring bleach. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, you said you saw him pouring bleach over some bushes. That's your recollection?
Yes.
Now, this was after you went to Walmart?
Yes.
Now, the Walmart you went to was in a whole different town, right?
Yes.
Because you fell asleep on the way there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, he went to Walmart first to get the bleach?
Yes.
And it's your testimony that then you went to a dirt road.
Yes.
And he took that same bleach and poured it over some bushes.
Yes.
And it's your testimony today that this is not the first time you have told this story.
Yes.
You've told it to the police before?
Some of them.
Okay. And it's your testimony that Henry got out of the car and this is where he was where he was fishing?
Yes.
So he was fishing at the place he poured the bleach?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure. It was daylight at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay. You never got out of the car?
No. I stayed in there.
And how did you see him pouring bleach over the bushes?
Because you can see through the back windows.
Okay. Did he have to walk in the bushes a ways to pour this bleach, or did he just walk around?
It was over a hill. Like, there was like a flat road, and there was the bushes right there, down there. And he poured it.
So Henry's car is on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
And he had to walk over a little hill, right?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen that's coming in, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like. All right, let's resume.
He just, from the road, poured the bleach in the bushes?
Yep.
Okay. And what did he do with the bleach bottle?
He put it back in the car.
Pop the trunk and put it back in the car?
Yes.
Now, you were at Walmart and Henry went inside. You said you got hold of his phone and put the battery back in the phone, right?
Yes.
You know what kind of phone he had?
No.
I mean, some phones are pretty hard to get the battery in and out of, right?
Yes.
But this one wasn't?
Uh,
No?
no.
Did that phone have a passcode on it?
No.
What game did you play?
I don't know. It's like Candy Crush type.
Okay. And then from the Walmart, you just drove around till you got back to the mobile home, right?
Yes.
And then it's your testimony that Henry stops, gets out of the car, and you stay in the car, and he gets to the trunk again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. And now he uses the bleach again?
What?
Now he uses the bleach a second time?
He only used the bleach one time.
Well, I thought you told the prosecutor he used the bleach to wipe off a bloody knife.
It was like a spray bottle.
He had a spray bottle.
For the knife, yes.
Okay, describe the spray bottle for me, please.
It says cleaning, it says bleach, and it's a spray bottle.
What color?
White.
Okay. He had a rag in the trunk?
Oh, white. No, it was an RV.
I understand. But he had to get the knife and the spray bottle out of the trunk, right?
Yes.
So he would have to get a rag out of the trunk as well to wipe down the knife, right?
He wiped the knife at the RV.
In the RV?
Yes.
Okay, so how'd you see him wipe down the knife if he was in the RV?
He was standing in the middle.
The door was open?
An RV?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So describe this knife for me. What color was it?
It had a brown handle, and the pointy part was silver.
Brown handle, silver blade, right?
Yes.
And how could you tell it was bloody?
It had red stuff all over it.
Covered in blood?
Yes.
Blood dripping off it?
Yeah. No.
You could see a lot of blood on it.
There was a lot, but it wasn't dripping off of it. But
Okay.
there was a lot.
Okay. So Henry sprays this bloody knife down right in front of you. That's your testimony.
Yes.
And he's, what, 5 feet from you, 6 feet from you when he's doing this?
I don't know how many feet.
Okay, well, you're in the passenger seat, right?
Yes.
And you can see Henry very clearly, right?
Through the back window, yes.
Yep. He can see you, right?
No.
You can see him, but he can't see you?
Yes.
How do you figure that?
My seat was leaned back. Like,
Okay. And it's your testimony that this bloody knife then, Henry takes a spray bottle, cleans it off, wipes it down, and takes it into the RV, all within, I'm going to say 10, 20 feet of you, right?
yes.
Risking the fact that you may see it, right?
I think so.
And it's your testimony that your dad came back, picked you up, and took you someplace where he covered up some crime scene and sprayed bleach, right?
Yes.
And your dad came back and picked you up and sprayed down a knife, which may be evidence of a crime, in front of you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now the fishing pole, and Henry going fishing, Today's the first time we hear about that too, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that just a detail you happen to remember between the last time we talked and today?
No, I remember everything.
Okay, so you chose not to tell us when we were
I
asking you
barely
questions?
talk.
Excuse me?
I barely talk.
You barely talk.
Yes.
Okay, so when people ask you questions, you just answer them the way you want?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Notorious, I think you talk more than you give yourself credit for, and let me tell you why. Remember the day Breasia disappeared, you went on a ride with the police, right?
Yes.
And your mom went along for this, right?
Yes.
Now, you'd agree with me that your memory, the day Breasia disappeared, was probably better than your memory is today. Right?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. Do you think your memory's better today than it was?
It's always good.
It's always good. Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever told the police a lie?
No.
Have you ever told the police false facts?
Facts.
Just true facts?
Yes.
Okay. Well, do you recall the police driving you around that afternoon, between 3, 4 in the afternoon, and they took you down near the water by Credit Island, you and your mom?
Yes.
And they took you by a bait shop, and you said you remembered the bait shop.
I don't recall.
Okay. If an officer would testify that you said you remembered the bait shop, or there's a recording of it, that would be true and accurate?
Yes.
Okay. You recall that the officers went to a lagoon area,
A what?
a pond area, at your direction, and the police said you said that Dad parked in the gravel parking lot and went fishing?
Man, real shit.
Yes.
That's true, right?
Yes.
You also recall telling him that day that Dad went fishing with 6 guys?
I didn't. Yes.
You told them that, right?
Yes.
And that's the day your sister disappeared, right?
Yes.
That's not true, is it?
It is.
So today, you're saying your dad went fishing with 6 guys?
I don't know.
You don't know if your dad went fishing with 6 guys?
No.
You also told the police that when your dad went fishing with 6 guys, you had to stay in the car, right?
Yes.
You also told them, in response to a question where they asked you where Henry went, and you directed them to a tree line to the west area of the entrance at Credit Island. You recall doing that?
No.
If the police have a recollection of that, or there's a recording showing that, would you dispute that?
What do you mean?
Would a police officer lie about that if he said you said that?
Objection.
No.
You can't ask a witness to comment on another person's credibility.
Withdrawn. Do you recall telling them where your dad went fishing with the 6 guys?
Credit Island?
Okay. Do you recall getting out of the car and physically walking with them?
No.
You don't recall that?
No.
You don't recall walking into the tree line, stopping, pointing to the ground and said, Dad was standing right here?
Huh?
You don't recall getting out of the car, walking the police over to the tree line of the pond by Credit Island, stopping and saying, Dad was standing right here?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay. Was that true?
Yes, it was.
So Dad took you there as well that day? Yes?
Yes.
And there were 6 guys with him, right?
They wasn't with him. They was already there.
Okay. Did Dad talk to those 6 guys?
I don't know. I did not even see him when he walked all the way back there.
You also remember your dad saying, as you were out driving that day, come on, Bree.
I don't recall.
If a police officer says you relayed that to him, would you have any reason to dispute that?
No.
Okay. Do you recall after Breasia was found that an officer came to your house and shared the news?
Yes.
You then also told police a different story, didn't you?
I didn't tell no cops no different story.
You didn't tell the police that you were present when Breasia was shot?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, you're making me mad and upset.
I understand that. You don't know, or you don't recall?
I don't recall.
You don't recall telling the police that you and Breasia and Henry and Andrea Culberson were all out at the location where she was found and Henry shot her?
I didn't say Andrea was with us.
Well, who'd you say was with you?
Him, me, and my sister.
Oh, so now you recall,
Oh.
right?
No, I don't. I don't know anything.
You just don't want to answer, do you?
I do, but you're...
What do you recall?
What do I recall?
You might have a point there, 603. He might have suppressed some of his memories. Now he's getting older and it's coming back. Could be. Could be. Resume. We almost done, ladies and gentlemen.
You obviously recall that Andrea wasn't there, so you recall facts. What do you recall?
Us three there?
At the location where Breasia was killed?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't testify to that today, right?
Yes.
Because that's not true, right?
If you say it's not true.
I'm asking you.
I guess.
I guess, or
Look at the judge. He's listening and really hard. He's looking at defense. Then he's looking at the boy. He's looking at defense. Looking at the boy. He's just going back and forth. All right. Resume.
either it is or it isn't. Either you were there when she was killed or you weren't.
I said, I guess.
I don't accept that answer, sir. Either you were there when she was shot or you weren't.
I was there. Damn.
So you were there.
Yes.
You saw your dad shoot Breasia Terrell.
Yes.
Did that little boy just say, damn? Sound like he said, damn. I didn't catch that before until now. Ooh. Ham Hock face. Ooh. If he could get across to you, he will knock you out. This boy is angry. And he has all rights. Just pray. Everybody, let's just pray that this boy is getting some counseling. Because if he does not go to counseling and get this anger out of him, he's going to take it out the wrong way. And that's not good. Oh boy. Resume.
Okay. And how come you didn't say that when the prosecutor asked you? Because it's not the truth.
You heard it, Lisa, right? You heard it. He said, damn. Ooh. So this little boy is cursing like that already. If he's bold enough to say, hey, you know he's been doing a lot of cursing in the house. Just please get this boy therapy, because I can already see what the future is going to lead to this boy. Please get him some therapy. And not for no 3 months, once a week. He needs to be going to see a therapist at least 3 times out the week for years. What's that? What Lovely says here. She said, he said he was upset. He told the defense that. Okay, Melvia says, he's walking in, giving him the look of death and biting his bottom lip. He's got some words that he wants to say. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you heard it, right? We heard it. All right, let's get back to it.
Truth, right?
Everything I say is true.
Okay, so the whole story about the bloody knife, and going to Walmart, you just conveniently left out the fact that you saw your sister get shot when the prosecutor was asking you?
I didn't leave it out. I didn't speak about it. I hate speaking about it.
Did you and the prosecutor talk about this ahead of time?
In private, yeah.
You just told her not to ask you about it because you don't like to speak about it?
I didn't tell her not to.
Okay. Well, your testimony today is you saw Henry Dinkins shoot your sister.
Yes.
What kind of gun did he use?
I don't know.
How close were you to the incident?
A couple feet.
Okay, was it a pistol or a long gun?
How am I supposed to know what it is?
You were a couple feet away. That's
I
how you're
maybe
supposed
saw
to
it, but I
answer.
don't know what it is.
Okay, what color was the gun?
Silver.
Okay, was it a gun that you hold up to your arm like this, or was it one you just hold in your hand?
I don't know.
Okay. Isn't it true that you only come up with this story after you heard someone else talk about it?
No.
Okay. You didn't overhear police or your mom talking about how Breasia was killed and come up with this story?
I talk about what I saw, not what they talking about. What I saw.
Okay.
Not them.
Okay. You didn't make this report about what you saw until after Breasia was found, right?
I knew the whole story.
And you didn't tell the whole story when Breasia disappeared, did you?
I said I barely talked about it. I said that first before I got up here.
Okay, so it's your testimony that your mom and your family and everybody else is out searching for your sister. Okay? You know what happened, but you don't tell anybody, right?
No.
Okay, so your mom's out there literally scavenging every possible place to find the daughter that she loves. And you know that she's been shot, and you know where she is. And you let your mom go out and search that way?
I told her where she was.
You told your mom where she was?
Yes.
Right away?
Not right away, but someday after that.
So you tell me now that you told your mom you knew where she was and where to find her, and your mom did not go look for her?
She did go look for her.
And didn't find her?
At that same place. She did.
Well, we'll ask her. That's all I have. Thank you.
Ms. O'Donnell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bree went missing about 3 years ago, right?
Yes.
You would have been 8 years old at that time. If you're 11 now, 8 years old back then.
Yeah.
And you talked about going over to a guy's house and that Bree was with you when you went over to that guy's house. Is that right?
Yes.
Did that happen when your dad first picked you up from, I'm sorry, when Henry picked you up from your grandma's house?
Yes.
So he picked you up from your grandma's house and then you went over to a guy's house.
Yes.
And what did Henry do while you guys were at that guy's house?
He was outside and we was inside.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting?
So that happened before you went over to Andrea's apartment.
Yeah.
And so then you went back to, or after you left that guy's house, is that when you went to Andrea's apartment?
Yes.
And what happened when you got there?
We was playing games.
And where were you when you played games?
I was in the living room and she was in the bedroom.
When you say she, who are you talking about?
My sister.
At some point then, did the two of you go to bed?
Yes.
And where did you fall asleep?
In the bedroom.
At some point, did you wake up in the middle of the night?
Yes.
Where was Bree?
Not to be found.
Like, you were asked a lot of questions about fishing. Remember those questions? Now, you were asked the questions about you driving around with the police on the day that Breasia was reported missing. You remember those questions? And they took you down to Credit Island?
Yes.
And you told the police about your dad fishing during that conversation on July 10th, the day she went missing, right?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned, or you were asked some questions about some other guys that may have been fishing as well. Did you actually see any other people fishing?
I barely can see them.
Were they just so far away?
Way far, yeah.
How did you know they were fishing?
They have fishing poles also.
And did Henry say anything about fishing that morning?
No.
But you saw him with the fishing pole?
Yes.
B, when was the last time that you saw Breasia?
When he was at Andrea's house.
And was she in the bedroom at that time?
Yes.
Did you ever see her again after that?
That last time.
The last time?
Yeah.
When was the last time?
When she got shot.
Were you afraid to tell people that you saw her get shot?
Yes, I was.
Why?
Because it's hard to talk about.
Were you scared?
No.
Were you worried you might get in trouble?
Somewhat like that.
I don't have any further questions.
You may step back.
Ham Hock Face, what are you saying right now? What are you saying? You're not doing anything. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to focus on the mother. We're going to get into... Oh, hold it just a second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me just read this real quick here. What Lovely said. His dad deserves life to kill his own daughter. Now, Lovely, that's not his daughter. Okay, let me give you a quick recap. This beautiful little angel right here this is her daughter. She had already before she met this lowlife piece of crap right here. But the boy that's on the stand that's talking, this young man right here, that's his son. So they have a son together. So that's this boy's half sister. But that's not Ham Hock's child at all. I hope I clear things up with you a little bit on that one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow I'm going to focus on the mother when she was on the stand, and if I have enough time, be mama and grandma, which I didn't really watch grandma, and I watched some of the mothers. I didn't see it all, so we're going to get on to that one. And so Melvia, yes, let's have a moment here. Let me pray for this boy and so many others like him. All right. To our Lord and Savior, we love you, God. We love you with all our hearts. You're everything to us. You come first in our lives. We can't do anything without you. Bless everybody that's in this chat, please, Lord, and bless anyone who's watching the replay. And please, God, protect this young boy here. Please help him. May he's getting some good therapy, good counseling, and find himself a good mentor, like an older man that will be able to talk to him and guide him, because he doesn't have his father right now. And I know he's hurt and he's in a whole lot of pain because he lost his sister, his best friend, that meant everything to him. And this monster took her away from him. So please help him, because I don't want this boy to go down that road. And we know the road that we're talking about, because he has a lot of pent-up anger right now, and he needs to release it. He needs to talk to someone. So God, please protect him and help him so he can just finish school, go to college, or go and get a trade, find himself a nice woman, get married, and live happily ever after. All right? So God, please protect this young boy. And we're going to have a moment of silence for Bree. Moment of silence, ladies and gentlemen. And stay tuned for some more of Donna Just Being Real.